Today, join Roberta and Greg as they continue their 3+ week road trip through 9 western states. Leaving behind the magical Antelope Canyon, Greg and Bert head west past Glen Canyon and Lake Powell to the underrated but fascinating Pipe Spring National Monument, all in the beautiful state of Arizona. Right now, on Bert and I leave Antelope Canyon in Page, Arizona, and head west through Glen Canyon National Recreation Area for a quick stop at a breathtaking overlook of Lake Powell.
The bridge, or right before the bridge, we were able to pull over and take a peek at the dam. That's why we get the Lake Powell.
Here we are on an overlook up above Glen Canyon Dam, and this is Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. And you see Lake Powell being backed up there, or Colorado River backed up to become Lake Powell. And look at that scenery in the background. It's beautiful. And comes more of the Lake Powell. There's a marina down here. We're going to get a little closer look to that, shall we? Bunch of houseboats. We drove by a dry dock area where there was a bunch of houseboats. They look pretty nice, so must be a little past the season or something. I don't know how that works. But yeah, you can see amongst the rocks, beautiful blue Lake Powell scenery. Colorado being backed up by Colorado River being backed up by Glen Canyon Dam. Pipe Spring National Monument here in Arizona, northern Arizona. Keep on getting Utah's time zone. And Pipe Spring is a official recognized as the International Dark Sky Park, or something else we've been in, at least one other, which I can't remember. So it's about a 5-minute walk up into here. Nice old wagon. Uh-oh. All these little desert bushes and so forth. Looks like. So it's something to do with maybe a Mormon homestead. Haven't really read about it, so we'll find out here shortly. Obviously have to do something with a spring, though. And a bridge over something that has no water in it. Pretty sure of that.
Dry gulch.
Yeah. Well, you can smell the posies. How fun. It's nice to be at a national monument that a billion other people aren't at. And Bert's seeing all sorts of lizards, I guess. And, yeah. This was what the home in the desert would look like. Or the Kaibab Paiute in the 1800s. Yeah, look there. I think they'd have to replace that by winter, I would think. No, it's not.
That's just an example.
Yeah, this one looks like it used Oh, sure. Well, this is pretty cool. I like it. Want to get in there and sit down? All these structures. Neat. It's more than I expected it to be. Got some nice displays. And there's a garden here to walk through. Some sunflowers. Still doing pretty good over there. Maybe we'll have to do that if we have time. Hidden right there is a falcon. So hidden, I'm not sure if I'm seeing them or not. Well, there he is. Look at the guy. Seen him just swoop in. He's waiting for some sort of critter there. Mouse to scurry by. Yeah, pretty cool. It's been a kind of a slow day for animals today. A couple of lizards on the walk up here, a hawk, and now a falcon. Pretty sure that's what it is. All right, but this is a pretty cool building. I don't know if this is his dugout shelter, if this is real. It's real. Obviously, you can see it. But was it by a businessman that came in of St. George that would come up here to check out on his cattle, and he built this little dugout in order to have some shelter while he was up here tending his thousands of cattle. So let's go check it out.
This is a real building. I mean,
Yeah,
they didn't just make it
that's what I just said.
a little show and tell thing.
Yeah, no, it looks real, huh? A little fireplace, and it talks about here the preservation of historic structures. Speaking of preservation, well, yeah, pretty well preserved. So I'm getting the story right here, but this is probably from 1895, and it had deteriorated in the meantime, and it was used as an animal pen. And so the national park folks restored it back in, started in 1923. And so you're able to go in here. It talks about the history, Mormon history in this area, specifically in Pipe Spring. There's a couple of fireplaces in here. If you had to shelter up here, you could today. And if we're going to be able to see them, beyond these fences are a couple of longhorns. Well, they're eating right now. So, oh, there he goes. Hi there. Think he'd come over here if I called him? These are guys who are 18 months old. Pretty big, aren't they? But they're not going to move a stitch with that's just being fed. All right then. He's happy. He's wagging his tail. So this is called Windsor Castle. It was built around 1870 to 1872. The stone is the original structure. It was built by, I guess, a guy named Windsor. Anyway, this is where the pipe spring is, and they usually have actually water in here in the pipe stone area, pipe spring area. It's going to be too dark, I bet you, but it's not going to be flowing in here. Yeah, I hear it trickling. And this is where they made cheese, and the cheese they made 50 to 60 pounds a day. Yeah.
Cheese, huh?
So, normally we'd actually have water coming through here, but they're restoring something. Like I said, the water would come through here. A little dark, having a hard time focusing here. Yeah, too cool. Room. And correction, that was 15 gallons per minute of water being pumped through there. And it being kind of an arid area, that's pretty impressive. So this would be the sitting room. Kitchen. Well, I can see where they would call this Windsor's Castle. It is a pretty outstanding
Wow, it's got a nice
homestead, so to
big
speak,
here.
for this area and its time zone. And
Yeah, and that's kind of an advantage of it being
Cool.
built by the church. So it was a unified organization.
And so you actually have a couple more levels here. Pretty cool. We have the living quarters, obviously. Oh, you can actually walk in. A lot of times in these type of places, national monuments, they have it where you can't enter in. Stove. And this is really quite inviting for the time. So this was actually kind of a endeavor from the Church of Latter-day Saints. And so they kind of went in with their parts of their tithing to do this, to make this building Windsor's Castle. Yeah. Spend the evening here, I suppose. Hi.
People were shorter than.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. It is a Sears and Roebuck. Look at there.
Wow.
You get your long underwear there, Hunter.
Wow.
And some crocheting.
What is this from? Let's see.
I'm sure it's a, yeah, it's not a,
Wow.
it's not the, yeah. And they have a second level that's actually closed off because it's, they kind of figured that the flooring is, oh, this is a little steep here, is original. And so you can't go in, so they're going to restoration on that. Wind's blowing. All I'm going to get is a reflection, I'm sure. A little bit. So you can't tell about the floors. It's supposed to be one window that's original, not sure which one. And again, these are closed off because the stores, or the floors, are, they figure are original, so they're going to do some restoration there. And look at that poking from above. A little windy. I'm very surprised, actually. There's Bert again. Oh, well, what are you serving? Oh, I think I'll go into town. Spring National Monument here. What a surprise! Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this this nice.
Well, it's
But
really
it is, yeah.
great history.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so nice grounds here. A very informative ranger just walked by. Yeah. Yeah, very enjoyable. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's close to the Grand Canyon. So if you're in the area, heading towards Grand Canyon to Zion or Bryce or all those,
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make this a stop?
They have a visitor center, an old gift shop, a place
Yeah.
to use the restroom, and then see this.
Yeah, this is a half-mile loop here if you want to take that. They're closing up, so we're going to bypass that. And nice old, no, the wagon back there. Pond where the springs flow into two ponds. Yeah, quite lovely.
Quite, I like it. What did she say? They have some young bighorns here. Not bighorns.
Yeah, longhorns.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're over there. I seen them.
Bighorns.
Yeah,
Or longhorns.
longhorns.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, that's what you take.
Yeah. So that's Windsor Castle. All right. See you tomorrow. A Stagecoach Grill. We're wrapping up our night. After a long day, we finally are going to have a dinner. Seems like we've been eating snacks at night, getting into town late, which we have kind of here too. This is a nice, even got reservations. It is a Saturday night. Look at that cacti. And that's where we're at, Stagecoach Grill. Okay. Looks like a good atmosphere. Hopefully it's good food. Yeah. Even this guy over here. This is how we'll work our food off, is by using this tandem bike. Hey, we're just wrapping up our day at Stagecoach Grill here in Laverton, Utah. Looks like deliciousness on a plate. That's some ribs and the sides. Yeah, pretty nice place. Turn into that. Ah, very good end to a perfect day.
Next up, join Roberta and Greg at one of the classic national parks, the awe-inspiring Zion, and then to the underrated beauty of Cedar Breaks National Monument on the next Out and About with G&B Unedited. See you there.